Howdy. This is a web application that helps a professor find and appropriate 2-hour time slot for students that sign up his course. And I'll be showing off the typical usage case for the ZLP lecture scheduler. And first, we want to log in as an admin. And this is an admin account. And this is the admin page. So from the admin, administrators can start a new term and manage the cohorts, manage administrators' account, and view history of student actions, and view specific information about active cohorts. First, we will go to start a new term. So from here, administrators can start a new term, which will be assigned to each student. So right now, there's only one term showing up here, which is the test term. And if we want to load more terms, we just click this button, load more terms. And let's click it. And now we can see that we have a list here, a list of terms with 2022 and 2021. Fall 2022 is here. So once we select a new term, say Fall 2022 College Station, and we can activate it. And the prompt says that, are you sure? All student schedule data will be lost if the term will be activated. So that's not what I want to do right now, because I need the data, student schedule data, to test the function, to test the features of this scheduler. So let me click cancel. But if that's what you want, just click OK and the new term will be activated. So let's go back to this main page, and the term is still test term. So this is the specific information of active cohorts. We're clicking to test cohort. Here we can see students added and their schedules, if the schedules have been added or not. Say this Kylie Brown, the student, she has already have her schedule added, so that's why there's a yes here. If not, then there will be a no here. Let's go to manage cohorts. So currently we only have one cohort named test cohort. Let's click into it. So that's exactly what we saw in the in previous page. And this is the information, the basic information of students that has been added to this cohort. First name, last name, email, UIN, urgent or not. If this is urgent student, then it's true. If not, false. An urgent student meaning that a student that needs to graduate, in the next semester will be an urgent student. If he or she cannot sign up this course, then he or she cannot graduate, and that's why it's called urgent. An option edit, option delete. If we want to delete any students, we can. Of course, we don't want to do right now at this moment. And in this edit, if we input, if the admin realize that if there is any information that was input incorrectly, then the admin can click into this page and change any information they want to change. It's urgent. So we also can create new cohort by clicking to this. Couple steps to do it. First of all, we need to download an example here. An example is it's just a Excel sheet that has students in there. So say let's download an example. And let's choose it. Example 5. So it's select it right now. And what is in this spreadsheet is this information. First name, last name, UIN, time, email. Once this information have been added to the cover, then the students, say Luke, can then sign up as a new user. So we are gonna import that kind of this kind of spreadsheet, and then name this cover with a just a random name. Let's give it test. Let's name it test, and then we click import. And the prompt says that students' existing other covers will not be imported into this cohort. This is because only students that are not in other cohorts can be imported into this cohort in order to avoid any confusion. So one student can only be allowed in one cohort. We click OK. And here we see the cohort name test that we just created. And that is exactly what we saw in the spreadsheet. We can delete it, we can add it, we can change the urgent information, UIN, time, video, and name. Back to home. And the reason why we are not seeing the cohorts that we just created named test is because we have to go back to this new term page and then activate a term that we want. But like I mentioned, once we activate it, then all students' schedule data will be lost, which is not what we want. So we click cancel. We cancel. If we click activate, if we confirm that we want to activate a new term, then we will be able to see the cohort that we just created, named test, here. But since we did not activate it, we cannot see it here. And let's go to Manage Administrators page. Here we have Manage Administrators. And we can add administrator here, first name, last name, time, email, and UIN. And once this information is created, then the admin with this information can then sign up as a new user as an admin. And in student actions, right now it's blank. But student action is for the admin to view the history of student actions. So basically, if a student create a schedule or delete a schedule, then the action will be shown here. So we are able to see which students do what kind of things at what timestamp. And once we click this test cohort, we can then run the algorithm in order to find the appropriate 2-hour time slot. So as we can see here, that every student here, all four students have already had their schedules added. So let's just run algorithm. The algorithm is finished. So we can see the results here. Find class time. We have two sections here. One is non-conflicted time slot, and the other one is conflicted time slots. So by its name, we know that the time slot exists in this non-conflicted time slot section is what the admin want to choose. So say Monday from 9:15 to 11:15, there is no conflict at all with any students. because the cost is 0, then we can choose this time slot. Once we choose it, then this time slot will show up in every student's account. In this conflicted time slot section, we can see why the time slot is not good. The cost is 98, and let's go into and we can go into detail to see what is going on in there. Inside, we see this conflict. This time slot from 12 to 14 on Monday is conflicted with Gabby. And this one means which schedule that belongs to Gabby. So this is Gabby's first schedule, and the reason why it's conflict is because Gabby has a class named CSCE 606-600, which is course name, course number, and section number, from 150 to 240, which is within this time slot. And the mandatory means that this is a required course instead of a selective course. If we see a triangle symbol here, it means that inside this conflicted time slot, there is a urgent student schedule that is conflicted with this time slot. And this urgent student is Carly Brown. And as we can see that once the non-conflicted time slots, the cost should be 0, but once we scroll down to the bottom, we can see that the cost starts increasing, and that is because the class is less favored. The time slot is less favored because it's after 3 o'clock. It starts after 3 o'clock. So as the time goes by, then the cost will increase. And the maximum is 1,500. The admin does not want to start a course after 6 o'clock or after 7 o'clock, not to mention 8 o'clock. So that's basically everything about the admin page, and we can go back to this cohort and add a student, so that this student can then sign up as a new user. Create. So now I can log in as a student here. Well, first we have to sign up. All right. We finished signing up, and then we are logging. And the only action that I need to do is add schedule. So say mandatory Monday 9:15 to 10:15. And the reason is no reason. And we have to name this schedule test schedule. And here we have the tooltip that tells students what needs to be filled in these blanks. Once we finish adding the schedule, we save schedule. And it's here, it's done. We can click into it, see the details, and back to home. And now we can go back to the login page and login as an admin. And we go back to student action, and we can see the task schedules here. Create a STCH created schedule, task schedule. And as clicking to it, we can also see this new user here. And we can run the algorithm again. And once the algorithm is finished, we click into find class time. And the new result will display here. And this result is different from the one that was run previously. We can also disable student modification once the admin decides to disable it. And the admin can also enable it again. That's it.